Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Hope all is well on this Sunday evening. We're going to bring you some out of the park baseball 18, and we're going to continue with our 1973 Red Sox season open universe, alternate universe open world. Rosters have been altered by transactions. So you're going to see players on different teams that you don't expect. And right now, we're battling the Baltimore Orioles. We're a half game up in first place in 1973 alternate universe open world. So let's get to the lineups, as this game is being brought to you June 23rd, 1973. Attendance 24,154, partly cloudy, 60 degrees. Wind blowing right to left at 20 miles per hour. For the Baltimore Orioles, leading off, playing center field, Rich Coggins. Batting second, the former Red Sox. We traded him. Third baseman, Rico Petrocelli. Batting third, the shortstop, Bobby Grich. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Davey Johnson. Batting fifth, this was a nice pickup for the Orioles. They got Tony Oliva in left field. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Boog Powell. Batting seventh, Gorman Thomas in right field. Very young Gorman Thomas. Playing first base, another former Red Sox, Mike Andrews. Batting ninth, doing the catching, Phil Roof. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off, all-time hits leader, Pete Rose, playing left field. Tim Foley batting second, playing shortstop. Batting third, Pudge, Carlton Fisk doing the catching. Batting fourth, Steve Garvey, playing first base. Batting fifth, La Grande à l'Orange, Rusty Staub. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Dwight Evans. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Del Unser. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Ted Sizemore. Batting ninth, because he doesn't hit left-handers, playing third base, Greg Nettles. On the mound for the Boston Red Sox, Phil Niekro, 9-3. Earned run average, 1.77. Battery made, obviously, Carlton Fisk, a very good defensive catcher, 7 out of 10. Arm, 6 out of 10. Greg Nettles, outstanding at third, 10 out of 10. Then you have Foley, 7 out of 10 at short. Sizemore, 8 out of 10 at second. And Steve Garvey, 6 out of 10 at first, rounding out quite a good defensive infield. In the outfield, Pete Rose, 8 out of 10 defense, 10 out of 10 arm. In left, Del Unsers in center, 6 out of 10 defense, below average arm, 4 out of 10. Rusty Staub, average defense in right, above average arm. So here we go, Phil Niekro and the Flutterball versus the Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox with a record of 42 wins and 26 losses, a half game ahead of the Orioles in first place, who are 41 and 26. So Rich Coggins comes to the plate. Coggins batting .279, 5 home runs, 32 runs driven in. He's a normal left-handed batter. Red Sox infield, outfield, straight away and normal. Niekro gets the sign from Fisk. Here's the pitch to Coggins. That ball is ripped into center field. A leadoff single by Coggins. So the flutter ball is spanked. So a leadoff single. Coggins definitely a base running threat. Steve Garvey will hold him on. Coggins 8 out of 10 speed, 9 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes former Red Sox, Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli batting .251, 4 home runs, 25 runs driven in. Niekro throws to first. Coggins is back. Petrocelli, a normal right-handed batter. The Red Sox will play their infield in double play depth. Niekro looks to Garvey at first. Now in at the plate. Here's the pitch to Petrocelli. There goes the flutter ball. And Fisk doesn't even throw down. Coggins got a huge jump plus the knuckleball. He's in scoring position. But the count on Petrocelli's no balls, 2 strikes. Red Sox will go back to a normal infield. Niekro looks back towards second. Sizemore bluffs towards the bag. Here's the pitch to Petrocelli. It's a pop fly out to right. Staub is there. He makes the catch and he fires it back in towards Sizemore in the infield. 1 down. Wasn't deep enough for Coggins to tag up. Bobby Grich comes to the plate. Grich batting 263, 5 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Right-handed spray hitter. Here's the pitch by Niekro. 1 out, 1 on. And Niekro walks Grich. Knuckleball is not doing its dancing and tricks tonight so far for Niekro. 2 on, 1 out. Here comes the cleanup hitter, Davey Johnson. The Orioles' second baseman, 261, 11 home runs, 42 runs driven in. 7 out of 10 power. Niekro better make the knuckleball dance for Davey. Fisk sets the target. The flutter ball comes forth. And that ball is blooped to center field. Dale Unser coming in and making the running catch. Dale Unser covered a lot of ground there for out number 2. Coggins and Grich retreat back to their bags. So with 2 outs, 2 on, Tony Oliva steps to the plate. Left-handed batting left fielder. Excellent contact man, average power. Red Sox infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Niekro gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Oliva. Runners will be off on contact. That ball goes out to right field, right center. Back goes Unser. He looks up, and that's gone. Oliva crushes that pitch. 3-0. That flutter ball did not flutter, and it was sent to the launching pad. 3-0 home run by Tony Oliva. 404 feet to pretty much dead center. As the Orioles bidding to take first place back from the Red Sox, they trail the Sox by a half game. Here comes Boog Powell. Powell, 268, 7 home runs, 22 runs driven in. Left-handed batter, normal hitter. Red Sox infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Fisk flashes the signs. Niekro nods his head. Here's the pitch to Boog Powell. And he strikes him out! Side finally retired, but the O's get on the board first with a 3-run blast from Tony Oliva. We go to the bottom of the first. 3-0 Baltimore. Due up for the Boston Red Sox. Pete Rose, Tim Foley, and Carlton Fisk. Pete Rose, the Red Sox left fielder today, batting .275. He struggled lately. 2 home runs, 23 runs batted in. On the mound for the Baltimore Orioles, Mike Cuellar. His record's 4 wins, 3 losses. Earned run average 3.43. Behind the plate, Phil Proof. Average catcher with an above average arm. Rico Petrocelli's at third, 6 out of 10 defense. Bobby Grich, 7 out of 10 at short. Davey Johnson, 7 out of 10 at short. Very strong up the middle are the Orioles. At first base, Mike Andrews, 7 out of 10. So that's a solid defensive infield there for the Bo Sox. Tony Oliva is in left, 6 out of 10 defense, 7 out of 10 arm. The man who just bashed the 3-run homer, Phil Niekro. Rich Coggins in center. Not that good of a defensive center fielder, and he only has an average arm. And Gorman Thomas, the very young Gorman Thomas for the Orioles, is playing right field. average arm, average defense. So here comes Pete Rose. And he will take the first pitch. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. Rose takes. Strike one. Fastball in there. No balls, one strike. Rose is ready to swing away. Switch hitter batting right-handed off the left-handed throwing Mike Cuellar. Phil Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. Rose swings, and that ball is up the middle. A leadoff single for Charlie Hustle. So Pete Rose is at first. Not much speed, but a good base runner. 7 out of 10 base running ability. Speed only 2 out of 10, though. And here comes Tim Foley. Tim Foley batting second. The Red Sox shortstop. He hits left-handers at a 349 clip and Cuellar at a 400 clip, as you can see here. Foley will be taking. Here's the pitch by... No! They throw over to first. Rose gets back. Dives head first as Mike Andrews applied the tag. So Andrews holding Rose on. Cuellar looks to first. Now in at Foley. He'll be taking. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. And when Foley's ahead in the count, his average jumps to 378. He'll be swinging away. Advantage Foley. Cuellar gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Foley swings, and he sends that ball down the right field line. That's going to rattle around in the corner. The throw to second will not be in time. No, he is safe. Excellent. So Tim Foley is inserted into the number 2 spot in the lineup, and he delivers immediately with a double. Pete Rose goes to third. So the first 2 batters, Rose and Foley, are on second and third. And here comes Pudge, Carlton Fisk. Fisk is batting .319, 15 home runs, 44 runs driven in this 1973 Retro Replay Open World Alternate Universe. Off Mike Cuellar, he struggled though, only 133 batting average. Fisk doesn't like to hit early in the count. He will be taking. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. Strike one. Off-speed pitch in there. Fisk behind in the count. Average jump's actually better for Fisk to 270. He's looking for at least a deep fly ball to score Rose from third. 3-0 Baltimore on the Tony Oliva. Top of the first. Home run. 3-run blast by Oliva. Cuellar's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Fisk. Fisk swings, and that is a fly ball to left center field. Oliva makes the catch. Rose bluffs but does not go. So 1 out, 2 on. And here comes Steve Garvey, the Red Sox first baseman, batting .322, 11 home runs, 33 RBIs, right-handed pull hitter. He spent some time on the 15-day DL earlier in the year. He was in fuego before he got hurt. Batting .293 off left-handed pitching. He likes to hit early in the count. He'll be ready for whatever Cuellar offers. Cuellar gets the sign from Roof. Here's the pitch to Garvey. 1 out, 2 on. Garvey swings, and another ball sent out to left field. And making the catch is Tony Oliva once again. Runners stay put. So now, after having second and third no outs, it's second and third with 2 outs, and it'll be up to La Grande à l'Orange, Rusty Staub. Staub 306, 4 home runs, 22 runs driven in. And off left-handed pitching, he's hitting .348. Even though Rusty's a lefty, he enjoys hitting off the home cooking of left-handed pitching. Phil Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch to Staub. And Staub works a walk. So the bases are loaded. 2 outs, and here comes Dewey Dwight Evans. And in the chat, we have Mr. Ken Castro. How are you, my friend? Hope all is going as good as possible. How is your Sunday so far? A little retro out of the park baseball 18. 1973. I started this season in 72. Open universe, Ken. Alternate reality. You're going to see players on different teams makes it fun. I did start out with the regular 72 Red Sox, but I made trades and things like that. So here comes Dwight Evans, 2 outs, bases loaded. The Sox trail by 3. Evans is hitting .278 off left-handed pitching, and he loves to hit early in the count. He's a .400 batting average off the first pitch. Cuellar's tough on those first few pitches. Mike Cuellar's ready. No place to put Dewey. Here's the pitch to Evans. Evans sends that ball to right field, and making the catch for the third and final out is Gorman Thomas. The Red Sox squander a huge opportunity and do not score. We go to the top of the second, 3-0 Baltimore. Phil Niekro was roughed up in that first inning. The flutter ball didn't flutter. He needs to improve on that. Due up for the Orioles, Gorman Thomas, Mike Andrews, and Phil Roof. Gorman Thomas comes to the plate batting .146 and 41 at-bats. He only has 6 hits. No RBIs, no home runs. Niekro's ready. Here's the pitch to Stormin, Gorman Thomas. And that ball is going to... Oh, what a diving catch by Rusty Staub! And right, Legrand à l'Orange stretched out. Makes the diving running catch. I thought that was going to get down and go to the wall. But Staub flashing the leather. What a web gem there. 1 away. Let's go to the chat real quick. Ken Castro says, I'm doing well, my friend. Want to tell you again how important it was to us that you reached out to me when I needed it. You are truly a good friend. Anytime, Ken. Anytime, Ken. And if you have any questions on a lighter note regarding Out of the Ballpark 18, feel free. We'll do a little Google thingy. And anytime, Ken. It was an unfortunate pleasure to reach out and say those kind words to you. I wish I didn't have to, but that happens in life, unfortunately. Alright, so Rusty Staub, Legrand à l'Orange, robbing Thomas of most likely a double. And here comes Mike Andrews, former Red Sox, playing first base for the Orioles, batting .187, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Andrews likes to hit early in that count. Niekro's ready. Fisk sets the target. Here comes the flutter ball. Andrews swings. It's a pop-up. Who's going to call for it? Who's going to call for it? The second baseman, Sizemore, calls off the first baseman, Garvey, out number 2. So 2 outs, no one on. Here comes the catcher for the Orioles, Phil Roof. He's only had 4 at-bats so far this year. .250. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI. Right-handed pull hitter. The Red Sox will shift left in the infield. Niekro nods his head. Here's the pitch to Roof. A swing and a miss on the flutter ball. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles. A much better result for Niekro in the top of the second than the bottom of the second. Top of the first, excuse me. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Baltimore. Due up for the Red Sox. The bottom third of the order. Unser, Sizemore, and Greg Nettles. Ken Castro says, how do I get the ballpark? Okay, so Ken, in the game, all of the modern ballparks are already loaded. There's a file. If you go to the Red Sox, say, on their home page, and you go to where it says edit, off to the right, it's going to say 3D view of the ballpark or something, or ballpark. You click on that. And then you will see, when it comes up, another thing says Edit Ballpark. You click on that, and I believe the ballparks are going to be in your Out of the Ballpark file, and you just find it. And you double-click on the ballpark you want. And you can load the modern ones, and they're already aligned to play. And one of these days this week, I will do a little video showing you how to do that, if you can't figure it out. So here comes Del Unser to lead off, batting .289, 9 home runs, 35 runs driven in. He's .394 off the first pitch and .286 off left-handed pitching. Another left-handed batter for the Red Sox who feasts on left-handed pitching. Cuellar back out on the mound. He gets a sign from Roof. Here's the pitch to Unser. He'll be swinging away. Unser swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Strikes him out. Orioles throw the ball around the infield. Slider got him. So 1 down. No one on. Here comes Ted Sizemore, Red Sox second baseman. Batting .279, 2 home runs, 24 runs batted in. .264 off left-handed pitching. Sizemore also likes to hit early in the count. Cuellar toes the rubber. Peers in at Roof. Here's the pitch to Sizemore. He's swinging away, and that ball is sent up the middle. A 1-out single by Ted Sizemore. Here comes Greg Nettles, the Red Sox third baseman. Our version of the human vacuum cleaner. Batting .283, 8 home runs, 36 runs driven in. But he struggles in lefty-lefty matchups, only batting .232, and he's 0 for 11 off Cuellar this season. So he'll be taking 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Nettles, and he falls behind promptly. Fastball in there, no balls, 1 strike. He'll take again. Cuellar throws over to first, Sizemore back. Sizemore 4 out of 10 speed, 7 out of 10 base running ability, though. We're going to roll the dice here. We're going to play a little hit and run with Greg Nettles. Probably not the smartest thing I've done today. Here's the pitch, hit and run. Nettles misses, the throw down, and Sizemore is safe. Nettles strikes out, but Sizemore steals second. So there's 2 outs, top of the order. And here comes Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose. Rose playing left field for the Red Sox. As Yastrzemski's on the bench, he will not face left-handed pitching. He bats below 200 against it. Rose 1 for 1 today. Rose has an RBI opportunity. Sizemore will be off on contact with 2 outs. Red Sox trailing 3-0. He's only batting .250 off Cuellar. He'll be ready to grip and rip. Phil Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. Rose sends that ball up the middle. Let's see if they're going to send Sizemore. Do you want to signal Ted Sizemore to round third base and try to score? The ball is very shallow. Sizemore is a slow runner. Rich Coggins has a normal arm. 2 outs. He's off on contact. On deck is Foley. Yes, we're rolling the dice. Here's a throw to the plate, and Sizemore slides in before the throw. It's 3-1. So Sizemore was off on contact. So I weighed that into the equation. Again, there is strategy in this game. I know there's no dice rolling and things like that. To be honest with you, there's more strategy in this game than a lot of the dice rolling games. You got a lot of different options. It's a lot of fun, and it's on sale. And if anyone likes baseball, I recommend picking this game up. Also, if you watch Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, he bought his Out of the Ballpark 18 on sale through Hubble. And you can go and send a message on one of Eric's. He just did an Out of the Ballpark video because he just picked it up. And you can get it dirt cheap. I mean dirt cheap. So it's a great game. A lot of different ways. You can play it straight up with historical transactions and rosters and the lineups that were actually used. Or you can play it open world, and that's the beauty of the game. So I'm playing this one open world, so where I'm the GM, I'm the manager, day-to-day operations. Here comes Tim Foley, 2 outs, Rose at first. He had a 2-out single, knocking in Sizemore. It's 3-1. Foley is 1 for 1. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. That looked. Oh, he got the outside corner. Foley was not happy with that call. No balls, 1 strike. Foley will take again. And there's another strike. Curveball in there for Cuellar. 0-2 count. Rose will be off on contact. There's 2 outs. Foley's digging in. 455 off Cuellar. Phil Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch to Tim Foley. And Foley rips that ball to left, and making the diving catch, robbing Tim Foley of his second hit, is Tony Oliva. Out number 3, the Red Sox do get on the board. It's 3-1 as we go to the top of the third. Due up for the Orioles, Cleon Jones, who has come in the game. Something happened to Coggins. We missed that. Rico Petrocelli and Bobby Grich. What happened to Coggins? Let's go to the box score here. A. So he must have tweaked himself. I didn't pick it up when Coggins stole second. He must have tweaked his hamstring because Jones went in to run for him. All right, so Cleon Jones in the game for the Orioles, playing center field now. Right-handed pull hitter. The Red Sox will shift left in the infield. Outfield straightaway and normal. Jones batting .234, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. .250 off Phil Niekro. Here's the flutter ball by Niekro. And he strikes him out looking. That ball danced and dipped. 1 down. Here comes Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli 0 for 1 today. Right-handed batter, third baseman. Fisk pounds the mitt, sets the target, but you don't know where the flutter ball's going. Phil doesn't know where the flutter ball's going. Rico doesn't know where the flutter ball's going. But you know what? Here comes the flutter ball. And he strikes out Petrocelli on the knuckler down in the dirt. So Phil Niekro strikes out the first 2 batters. And here comes Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich walked his first time up. 3-1. Baltimore. 2 outs. Top of the third. Grich is ready. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. And that's out number 3. Foley came charging in. Throws a strike to Garvey. Side retired. 1, 2, 3. Go the O's. Ken Castro says, got mine for $14 out. Yeah, that's another fantastic deal. Believe me, Ken. You don't. I buy this game new. This is the one game I buy new as soon as it comes out every year. And I don't regret it. Because I enjoy it so much. You get all the seasons for $40. And if you wait for a sale, you're getting it usually at either half price or a quarter of the price off. But think about this, Ken. For all the tabletop baseball stuff we watch and we enjoy and I love it, I feel bad for those guys how much money they have to spend on the card and dice. And that's the other thing with Stratomatic, even on the computer version, they don't give you a lot of bang for your buck. And I love Stratomatic. I play a lot of it offline. And I'll put an occasional game on when I figure out a series I like. This is the best bang for your buck. $40 you get everything. And you can load pictures, you can load stadiums. There's a pretty good community. Customer service is okay. Usually the community answers the questions before the customer service. But so here, due up for the Red Sox, Fisk, Garvey, and Rusty Staub. Carlton Fisk is 0 for 1 today. Right-handed pull hitter. Orioles infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Fisk struggling off Cuellar this year. 125 batting average. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch by Mike Cuellar. Strike 1. Cuellar has been getting those first pitch strikes over. And the count goes 0-1 for Fisk. His average is .267. Fisk will be looking for something he can drive out of Fenway Park. Phil Roof flashes the sign, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Pudge. And that's ball 4. Fisk works a walk. Leadoff man on. Here comes Steve Garvey. Garvey's 0 for 1 today. Batting .273 off the first pitch. First time he's faced Mike Cuellar this year. Again, Garvey had a stint on the DL. This is for first place here. The Red Sox have jumped in front of the Orioles by a half game. The Red Sox 42 wins, 26 losses. Baltimore 41 and 26. No outs. Runner at first. Here's the pitch to Garvey. Garvey swings, sends that ball out to center field. And Cleon Jones is there. He makes the running catch. Covered a lot of ground there, Cleon did. And retreating back to first base is Carlton Fisk. We have Ken Castro in the chat. He says, I like it. It fits in my rotation of games well. Oh, absolutely. This is a must-buy if you're a baseball. If you're a PC baseball person. Even if you're not. If you can get this game on sale, if you're a card, and I love the card and dice, and I want to do some card and dice once I figure out where and get my camera set up. I won't be as good as the Earls or baseball demos or any of those other guys who do it. They do such a great ID gesture, does it with the computer, where he takes the card and dice and he converts it to play on the computer with spreadsheets. Stratomatic Delaware, what they do is hard. I mean, when I mess up, it's because of my stupidity. I read something wrong or my dyslexia kicks in. I did a Pure Sim baseball today, Ken. I got everyone's names wrong. Oh my god, it was awful. The phone rang twice. Oh, the game was good. I mean, the game was a thrilling game. I just butchered my call. All right, Rusty Stott comes to the plate. La Grande Alarange made a diving catch in right field, robbing an Oriole of extra bases. I want to say it was Gorman Thomas, trying to remember back. Staub walked his first time up, likes to hit early in the count. 1 out, 1 on. Fisk, not much of a base-stealing threat. Good base runner, not much speed. Staub will be swinging away. Orioles want to turn 2 up the middle with Grich and Johnson. Cuellar with the windup and the pitch to Staub. And Staub gets his second walk. Good eye by Rusty. First and second, 1 out. Tying run at first base in Rusty Staub. Here comes Dewey Evans. Evans 0 for 1 today. This is his first time facing Cuellar this year also. Batting .400 off the first pitch and .276 off left-handed pitching. Evans will be swinging away. He will not be taken. Cuellar's been throwing first pitch strikes. Infield, outfield, straight away for the O's. Here's the pitch to Dewey. Evans swings to short. Oh, double play. 6-4 to 3. Nice play by Bobby Grich, who went to Davy Johnson and on to Mike Andrews. I didn't think they were going to turn 2 on that, but they did. So threat averted. We go to the top of the 4th, 3-1 Baltimore. Double play ball, pitcher's best friend. Due up for the Orioles, Davy Johnson, Tony Oliva, and Boog Powell to face Phil Niekro, who settled down quite well. He gave up that 3-run blast to Oliva in the first, and that's been it. 3-1 Baltimore. Davy Johnson's 0 for 1. Right-handed spray hitter. Red Sox infield, outfield, straight away and normal. Again, Fisk sets the target. God knows why. No one knows where the flutter ball will go. Only the big man upstairs. Here's the pitch by Niekro. A swing and a miss! As that knuckler is dancing now for Phil. Another strikeout for Niekro. That's number 5 today to go with 1 walk. So 1 down, and here comes Phil Niekro's kryptonite today, Tony Oliva. He had a 3-run blast, 400, and I think it was like 404 to center. So Oliva comes to the plate, left-handed normal hitter. As I stated, 1 for 1 with a 3-run homer. He likes to hit early in the count. We're going to try a little pitch around with him. Oliva does not have the best eye, 3 out of 10. Here's the pitch to Tony. Ground ball to Niekro. He fires to Garvey at first for out number 2. And I shall be back in a moment. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. Alrighty. So here comes Boog Powell. 2 outs, no one on. Powell, 0 for 1. 280 off right-handed pitching, and he likes to hit early in the count. But Powell has a very good eye, as you can see here, against right-handed pitching. 5 out of 10 control, 6 out of 10 power, 8 out of 10 eye. So you're not going to fool him. If you do a pitch around with Boog Powell, you're just going to walk him. I'm playing one pitch mode, meaning it's the culmination of the whole at bat. You can play pitch around. If you switch to pitch by pitch mode, you see if you can get him to chase. But again, he has a good eye. He's not going to chase too much. If you use pitch around in one pitch mode, you're almost guaranteeing Boog Powell to walk. Not all the time, but guaranteeing. All right. Niekro's ready. Here's the pitch to Powell. 2 outs, no one on. Ground ball to Sizemore, over to Garvey. 1, 2, 3, go the O's. Fenway faithful clap. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Red Sox still trailing by 2. Baltimore 3, Boston 1. Due up for the Red Sox, bottom 3rd of the order. Unser, Sizemore, and Greg Nettles. Dale Unser, the Red Sox center fielder, is 0 for 1 today. Likes to hit early. He digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Cuellar gets the sign from Roof. The windup and the pitch to Dale Unser. Unser swings, ground ball, diving stop by the second baseman, Davy Johnson, but he just eats the ball. Dale Unser has an infield hit. All Johnson did was save it from going to the outfield. So Dale Unser will take it. Tying run comes to the plate, and Ted Sizemore. Sizemore's 1 for 1. Sizemore, 273 off left-handed pitching. Runners on first, 225. 366 innings, 4 through 6. On deck, Greg Nettles. We're going to play a little hit and run here with Dale Unser at first. Hit and run's on with Sizemore. The windup and the pitch by Cuellar. Oh, I said swing away. I didn't do hit and run. God, that's safe. I clicked the wrong button. I wanted to click here, and I clicked here. So they get the force out at second. Sizemore reaches on the fielder's choice. Unser is erased 1 to 6 as Sizemore grounded the ball back to Cuellar. So 1 out, 1 on. Greg Nettles comes to the plate. Nettles is 0 for 1 and totally struggles against Cuellar. He is hitless in 12 at-bats. Cuellar is throwing first pitch strikes, so Nettles will be swinging away. Nettles looking for a pitch he can drive, which hasn't been too often off left-handed pitching, and non-existent so far this year off Cuellar. Mike Andrews holding Sizemore on first. Phil Roof flashes the signs. Cuellar nods his head. Here's the pitch to Nettles. Nettles swings. Lazy fly ball out to right center field. On the run, making the catch is the right fielder Gorman Thomas for the O's. 2 down, retreating back to first base, Ted Sizemore. And now the top of the order, Pete Rose. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Sizemore will be off on contact with 2 outs. Mike Andrews holding him on. Switch hitting batting Rose, batting right-handed off the left-handed throwing Cuellar. Cuellar nods his head. Here's the pitch to Rose. Rose swings. That ball is driven to center field. Gets down, goes to the wall. Sizemore's going to score all the way from first on the Pete Rose double. Charlie Hustle knocks in his second RBI and another 2-out clutch hit by Rose. And it's 3-2 Baltimore. The Red Sox have pulled to within 1. Rose, the tying run at second base. And here comes the shortstop, Tim Foley. Foley 1 for 2 today. 417 off Mike Cuellar. Foley has an RBI opportunity here. Great chance to tie this ball game up. Cuellar looks back towards second base. Now in at Roof. Here's the pitch to Foley. Foley swings, sends that ball out to right field, going back in the gap and making the running catch is Gorman Thomas. So the Red Sox put a bid on tying the game up. They do not, but they do get one more run on the Pete Rose 2-out double. It's now 3-2 as we go to the top of the fifth here at Fenway Park. Due up for the Baltimore Orioles, Gorman Thomas, Mike Andrews, and Phil Roof to face Phil Niekro. Niekro has settled down since giving up that 3-run homer in the top of the first to Tony Oliva. Thomas 0 for 1. Here's the pitch by Niekro. Lazy fly ball to left center field. Del Unser's there, and he makes the catch. 1 down. Mike Andrews comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Right-handed batter. Fisk flashes the signs, which is almost amusing, because Niekro's coming with the flutter ball. Ground ball to Foley at short. He fires over to Garvey. 2 down. Niekro is in a zone right now, and here comes the number 9 batter. The catcher for Baltimore, Phil Roof. He's 0 for 1, 1 for 5 on the season. Again, Niekro's ready. The windup and the pitch to Roof. Balls hit to Foley. Over to Garvey. Side retired. We go to the bottom of fifth, 3-2 Baltimore. Due up for the Red Sox, Fisk, Garvey, and Staub. Carlton Fisk 0 for 1. Right-handed pull hitter. Orioles don't shift much. They have their infield-outfield straightaway and normal. Again, Carlton struggles mightily against Cuellar, but Cuellar's been throwing first pitch strikes, so Fisk will be ready to grip and rip. Cuellar looks in, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Fisk. Fisk swings a slow roller to Grich at short, who fires over to first for out number 1. Nice stretch by Andrews. Really didn't have to, but it was a good stretch. 1 down. And here comes Steve Garvey. Red Sox first baseman's 0 for 2. Garvey would love to yank one over that left field wall. Roof pounds the mitt, sets the target. Cuellar's ready to rock and roll. Here's the pitch to Garvey. Garvey swings, punches it into center field, and no! What a diving catch by Cleon Jones. I thought that was going to drop in, and that's out number 2, robbing Steve Garvey of a bloop single to center. And Cleon Jones, as you can see here, not that stellar. Wow, did he get a good read on that ball. That's why I was so sure it was going to drop in. He's a 1 out of 10 defense. But he got a good read on it, and by the miracle of God, made the diving catch. So 2 outs, no one on, as Garvey he goes back to the bench shaking his head. He thought he was going to have a excuse me single. Here comes La Grande All'Orange, Rusty Staub. He has walked twice. Staub, if you're thinking one swing of the bat to tie it up, has 4 home runs to go with 22 RBIs and his .306 batting average. Staub likes to hit early in the count. First time he's faced Cuellar this year, and he's walked twice. Cuellar's ready to work. Here's the pitch to La Grande All'Orange. Staub swings, punches it towards third base. A diving stop, and they get Staub. What a play by Rico Petrocelli, the former Red Sox. Makes a diving stop, gets up, fires the first, and they just get Rusty Staub. 1, 2, 3, go the Red Sox. We go to the top of the 6th, 3-2 Baltimore, as the O's bidding to retake first place over. Red Sox are a half game up. And we have Max Cornelius in the chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. And leading off for the Orioles, Cleon Jones and Rico Petrocelli, and then Bobby Grich. So Cleon Jones flashed the leather. Rico Petrocelli flashed the leather. And Jones is up. He robbed Garvey of a hit. Jones is 0 for 1. Right-handed pull hitter. The Red Sox will shift left in the infield. Outfield straightaway and normal. Niekro's ready with the flutter ball. Here it is. Ground ball. Backhanded by the shortstop. Tim Foley fires over to Garvey. Out number 1. Nice play by Foley. He went towards the third base bag, backhanded it, and quickly pivoted and fired a strike to Steve Garvey. Max Cornelius in the chat says, I'm doing well. Close game. Yes, it is, my friend. Yes, it is. Glad to have you here with Ken Castro. Always good to see my friends in the chat. Here comes Rico Petrocelli, who flashed the leather. Rico 0 for 2. Right-handed normal hitter. Red Sox infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. Fisk goes through the signs. Again, it's laughable because here comes the flutter ball by Niekro. And he strikes out Rico looking. Rico didn't know what to do with that knuckleball except go back to the bench after they rung him up. So there's 2 outs. No one on. And here comes Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich has walked, and he's 0 for 1. Right-handed spray hitter. Grich will use all fields. Niekro rubs up the baseball. Back up on the hill. He toes the rubber. Looks in at Fisk. Here's the pitch to Grich. That ball goes out to left field on the run. Making the catch, Pete Rose towards the left field line. 1, 2, 3, go the O's. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 3-2 Baltimore. 2 up for the Boston Red Sox, as you can hear the Fenway faithful cheering. Evans, Unser, and Sizemore. Dwight Evans is 0 for 2 today. And off Mike Cuellar, he's 0 for 2. First time, a lot of these Red Sox batters, first time facing Cuellar. Evans hitting 400 off that first pitch. Cuellar's been throwing that first pitch strike. Let's see if he mixes it up, but we're going to have Evans swing away. Here's the pitch to Dewey. Swing and a miss on the 3-2 count. Cuellar now has 3 strikeouts to go with his 3 walks. Dale Unser steps to the plate. Unser's 1 for 2. Unser batting .333 off Cuellar. Small sample size. Likes to hit early in the count. .290 off all of left-handed pitching so far this year. Phil Roof sets the target. Cuellar's ready. Here's the pitch to Unser. Unser sends it to short. Grich throws to Andrews at first. 2 up and 2 down. And here comes the number 8 batter, Ted Sizemore. The Red Sox second baseman's 1 for 2. Another Red Sox batter who likes to hit early in the count. Sizemore has 2 home runs this year. 24 RBIs, batting .280. Cuellar toes the rubber, peers in at Roof. Here's the pitch. Sizemore swings, punches it out towards right field on the run, coming in. Gorman Thomas makes the catch. 1, 2, 3, go the Red Sox. We go to the top of the 7th. Baltimore 3, Boston 2. Due up for the Orioles. Davey Johnson, Tony Oliva, and Boog Powell. If anyone gets on, Gorman Thomas. Phil Niekro again has settled down since that 3-run homer by Tony Oliva in the first. Davey Johnson is 0 for 2. Right-handed spray hitter. Johnson uses all fields. Niekro's ready. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Swing and a miss! Another strikeout for Phil Niekro. That's strikeout number 7. And that was an 82-mile-per-hour slider. That's like a fastball from Phil. So 1 down, and here comes Mr. Kryptonite for Phil Niekro, the man who hit the 3-run homer in the top of the first. He's 1 for 2, Tony Oliva. Left-handed normal hitter. He's the reason why the O's have a 1-run lead. Fisk pounds the mitt, sets the target, hoping that the knuckleball will hit it. Here's the pitch to Oliva. That's a hard hit ball past the dive of Steve Garvey into right field. So Tony Oliva gets the Orioles' 3rd hit. Oliva has 2 out of the 3. He's on base, not much speed or running ability. And here comes a very dangerous Boog Powell. Powell's 0 for 2. Garvey is holding Oliva on. Red Sox are shifting into double play depth as Foley and Sizemore pinch the middle. Here's the pitch to Powell. 1 out, 1 on. Hard hit ball past the dive of Garvey into right field. Oliva goes station to station. He stops at second. And it's 1st and 2nd now. So Niekro, the flutter ball staying a little more straight there. And here comes Terry Crowley. He's going to pinch hit. Crowley batting .220, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. And Crowley is pinch hitting for Gorman Thomas. I'm wondering if he'll stay in the game and play right field also. Crowley, left-handed normal hitter. Red Sox will again try to turn 2 here and get out of the jam. Niekro looking for the pitcher's best friend, a double play ball. A lever at second, Powell at first. Not a really good relay team there. Here's the pitch to Crowley. He swings and misses! The knuckleball fools Crowley badly. That's strikeout number 8. So Niekro has struck out 8, walked 1, and that knuckleball had a little more speed on it. It was 73 miles per hour. So he gave a little oomph to the flutter ball. So 2 outs, 2 on. Mike Andrews, the number 8 batter for the Orioles. First baseman comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Niekro rubs up the baseball. Back up on the hill. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Andrews, the right-handed batter. And that ball sent to center field. Left center field on the run. Del Unser reaches up and makes the catch. And we go to the bottom of the 7th and the 7th inning stretch as they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And this is for Chris from Stratomatic, Delaware. Check out his channel, Stratomatic, Delaware. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And once I get care if I ever come back, for it's root for the home team. If they lose, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. That was awful. That's for you, Stratomatic, Delaware, Mr. Chris. Remember to check out Tabletop Baseball, Baseball Demos, Stratomatic, Delaware, Higher Ground Gaming, ID Gesture, What's Blazing in Sports for Boxing, Mosley Boxing for Boxing, Phil the Issues Guy for TV and movie reviews, and Broke Black Man 94 for TV and movie reviews, JD, Johnny Giantsbane, and all the rest of the channels that I feature and am related to. All wonderful people. And don't forget Ron Juckett. And if I forgot you, I apologize. Back to the ball game as Ken Castro says bravo as he must be laughing. Alrighty. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox still trail by 1. Due up. Number 9 batter Greg Nettles. And then top of the order, Rose and Foley. Nettles 0 for 2, 0 for 13 off Mike Cuellar. And you might say pinch hit for him, but he's such a good glove. Eventually they'll take Cuellar out, hopefully. He's up to 108 pitches, though Cuellar has a 10 out of 10 stamina. 1973 standards, that's about 125, 130 pitches. All right, so Nettles, maybe he runs into one and drives one out of the ballpark and ties it up here. Roof goes through the signs. Cuellar nods his head. He rocks and fires to Nettles. Nettles swings and misses. The only thing that Nettles is going to grab is a part of the bench. That's strikeout number 4 for Cuellar. Got Nettles on the fastball. So 1 out. Top of the order, Pete Rose. Rose is 3 for 3. He's driven in both Red Sox runs with 2 outs. Ken Castro is either going to play a little Hall of Fame League game or a soccer game. Oh, go with the soccer, Ken. Who are you going to play? So here comes Pete Rose. Again, 3 for 3. Wants to go 4 for 4. Cuellar, let's see how they're going to handle Rose now. They've had no success with Pete Rose today. Rose 6 for 18 off Cuellar. That's a .333 batting average. He's only hitting .266 off all of left-handed pitching. He likes to hit early in the count. And innings 7 through 9, Rose is a .306 hitter. Cuellar's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Pete Rose. 1 out, bases empty. Rose swings, and that is a line drive into left. Rose is 4 for 4. He represents the tying run at first base. Andrews to hold on, Pete Rose. And here comes Tim Foley. He's 1 for 3. Foley is 5 of 13 off Cuellar, 385 batting average. 349 off all left-handed pitching, as we stated earlier, but he does not like to hit early in the count. But Cuellar is throwing strikes. Foley only has a 3 out of 10 eye, which means he chases. So where he's going to take the first pitch. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. Foley taking. Inside corner. That's a strike with the fastball. Foley is none too happy. That's the second time he has stared dumbfounded at the umpire behind the plate. 0-1, so Foley's got to be ready to grip and rip. Behind the count, Foley only hits 136. Not very good for Foley. Roof sets the target. Cuellar readies himself. Here comes the pitch. Foley swings, grounder to short. Oh! Bobby Grich muffs the ball off his chest and goes bouncing to the left. No chance to get anyone anywhere. That's an E6. The tying run moves to second base in the form of Pete Rose. Foley reaches on the E6, first and second, 1 out. Foley represents a go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 7th. And here comes Pudge Fisk, Carlton Fisk, the catcher. Again, he struggles mightily against Cuellar. 2 for 17. And you know what? We're going to look at our bench really quick. Bob Montgomery's the backup catcher. Monty, off left-handed pitching, hits .333. We can't play Monty a lot because he's fragile. And if you play Monty too much, he gets hurt. If he pinch hits, he'll stay in the game. But if we go to Montgomery, they could. Let's see if they're warming. I didn't check to see if they're warming anybody up. Let's just go back to the ball game now. And they're not showing. They don't have anyone warming up in their bullpen. We're going to call. Fisk will be called back. Fisk will be called back, and Montgomery will pinch hit. Montgomery's hitting .333 off left-handed pitching. 1 out, 2 on. Red Sox trailing by 1. Fisk is a miserable 2 for 17 off Cuellar. That's a 118 batting average. We're going to call Fisk back. I know it sounds sacrilegious, but that's what we're going to do. Here comes Bob Montgomery. Rolling the dice here to pinch hit for Carlton Fisk. He'll stay in to catch. So our backup catcher's in the game. God forbid he gets hurt. Then we're in deep poop. So Bob Montgomery comes to the plate. He's batting .231, but off left-handed pitching, .333. It will be the first time that Monty will face Bob Montgomery. Ken Castro in the chat says, playing a memorial tournament called the TC Heritage. That's nice. Tournament with the club teams from Portugal, Germany, and Italy. Benfica from Portugal versus Roma from Italy in elimination game. Francesco Totti. He used to play for Roma. Max Cornelius says, cool. Ken Castro. Max bought Soccer Blast in August. Had so many projects going, I never opened it till 2 weeks ago. Well, enjoy. And give us an update if you started the game. Alright, so Montgomery comes up. He's going to pinch hit. He'll face Cuellar. Cuellar has gone 6 in the 3rd inning, 7 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Tying run at second, Pete Rose. Go-ahead run at first, and Tim Foley. Wind blowing left to right, 20 miles per hour. So it didn't hamper Tony Oliva in the first, though, as he crushed the pitch to center. Let's see if Bob Montgomery can yank one out over the left field wall. Maybe the wind changes a bit. Montgomery does not like to hit early in the count, though. And again, 3 out of 10 eye. He will chase. Monty will take. Here's the pitch by Cuellar. And again, first pitch strike. No balls, 1 strike. Montgomery behind in the count, 188 batting average. Wants to break that trend right now. 1 out, 2 on. Montgomery digs in. Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch. Montgomery swings and he bloops it towards left field. Coming in is Tony Oliva and he makes the catch, out number 2. So Montgomery goes back to the bench. And here comes the cleanup hitter, Steve Garvey. Mr. Clean is 0 for 3. Garvey 279 off left-handed pitching. Only 250 on the first pitch. Cuellar's up to 127 pitches. His night could be coming to an end. Tying run at second. Pete Rose, go-ahead run at first. Tim Foley. Garvey will be swinging away. Roof goes through the signs. Cuellar nods his head. Here's the pitch to Steve Garvey. Garvey swings to Gritch, who flips to Johnson at second to get the force out. The Red Sox threaten but do not score. We go to the top of the 8th, and it's 3-2 Baltimore. Due up for the Orioles to face Phil Niekro. He's up to 99 pitches. He had that one bad pitch and bad inning. 3-run homer by Tony Oliva in the first. Trails by 1. So he'll face the number 9 batter, the catcher Roof, in the top of the order, Cleon Jones, who came in for the injured Coggins, and Rico Petrocelli. Phil Roof, the catcher's 0 for 2. Niekro's ready. Here's the flutter ball. Montgomery behind the plate. Ground ball to Foley. Over to Garvey. Excellent range showed by Tim Foley as he moved towards the second base bag on that ground ball. 1 down. Cleon Jones, top of the order. Jones is 0 for 2 since coming into the game for Coggins. Bob Montgomery behind the plate has a 5 out of 10 arm and 5 out of 10 defense, so he's an average catcher. Jones, right-handed pull hitter. The Red Sox will shift left in the infield. Average contact for Jones, average power, below average eye. Outfield straightaway and normal. The windup and the pitch by Niekro. And he strikes out Cleon Jones. And that's strikeout number 9 for Phil Niekro. If he loses, he'll be the tough luck loser in this one. Hello, ID Gesture. How are you, my friend? Thank you for the boxing game. ID did a boxing game today. And God bless him. I'm going to tell you something, ID. A card and dice boxing game is if you're playing by yourself and you love the game, the sport, it's wonderful. If you're not a big boxing fan, those are tough to play. And I give you hats off and kudos. So remember to check out, this is ID Gesture, who I mentioned earlier in the show. Another one of these nice, wonderful channels. And ID is a very smart person. He takes a card and dice game and he puts it to spreadsheets. So he shows you how you can take this game. And if you don't have the room to play the card and dice, you can actually play it on your computer. And he did a boxing game. And boxing games, again, you have to love boxing to play a boxing card and dice game. If you're a casual fan, it could be a tough thing. I play a lot of boxing, but I used Title Belt Boxing. When I was younger, I still have my board game, but I have it on the computer. And it takes away a lot of, in the boxing games, you get a lot of charts and a lot of little things you got to look up. So, but ID did a fine job, and I suggest if you want, check it out. And just check out ID Gesture's channel. That's ID Gesture. Absolutely a wonderful channel. All right. So Rico Petrocelli comes out. 2 outs. Nobody on. Niekro looking for a 1-2-3 inning. 0 for 3, Rico Petrocelli. Right-handed normal hitter. Red Sox infield, outfield straight away in normal. Phil Niekro has thrown 106 pitches. In 7 2/3 inning. 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Earned run average 1.89. Here comes the flutter ball to Petrocelli. And it's looped out to Rose and left. He comes in, settles under it, makes the catch. 1-2-3 go the Orioles. So since that 3-run homer in the first, Niekro has settled down. Had a little hiccup, I think in the 6th, but got out of it. In the 7th, actually. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox still trail by 1, 3-2. Due up for Boston. La Grande Alarange, Rusty Staub, then Dwight Evans and Del Unser. To face Mike Cuellar, who's up to 132 pitches. Cuellar, in 7 innings, has given up 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. Staub is 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Staub got robbed of a hit. I think it was Cleon Jones who made the... Was that? No, that was Steve Garvey. So Terry Crowley, who pinch hit for Gorman Thomas a few innings ago, I forgot to mention, is out in right field. 5 out of 10 defense and 5 out of 10 arm. Staub digs in. Cuellar's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Rusty. Rusty swings and punches that ball into left center field. So Rusty Staub gets his first hit, though he's on base for the 3rd time. He's now 1 for 2. Tying run at first base. And again, Staub, not a stellar base runner. 1 out of 10 speed, 2 out of 10 base running ability. And the new pitcher, they finally yanked Mike Cuellar. He's responsible for Rusty Staub at first. And coming in the game, Bob Reynolds. Reynolds, 9 wins, 6 losses on the season. 39 strikeouts, 12 walks, 2.92 earned run average. He has 10 saves. So he's going to try to hold on to this game and get the save. As ID Gesture, as always, a Red Sox hater, says, let's go O's. Though ID is an Orioles fan, so, and a Cardinals fan. So, that's okay. So here comes Evans, and he wants to make ID eat his words. Dewey is 0 for 3 today. He has not had an at-bat against Bob Reynolds. Against right-handed pitching, Evans hits 369. Evans has 4 home runs to go with 28 RBIs and a .320 batting average. He's a designated hitter today. La Grande Orange is at first base. Mike Andrews holding him on. Evans loves to hit early in the count. He'll be looking for a pitch he can grip and rip. Phil Roof goes through the signs. Here's the pitch by Reynolds. Evans swings, slow grounded to Johnson at second, and oh, they turn 2. What a nice play. Excellent pivot by Bobby Grich at short. Strong throw to first. Double play, 4 to 6 to 3 if you're scoring at home. 2 outs, base is empty. Nice stretch by Andrews at first, but really, Davey Johnson charged that ball well, got it off to Bobby Grich, who just made a wonderful pivot and throw to Mike Andrews. So it'll be up to Del Unser to extend the inning or tie the ball game. Unser has 9 home runs this year with 35 RBIs. He's shown surprising power early on, even though he's only 4 out of 10. Roof pounds the mitt. Sets the target for Reynolds. Here's the pitch to Unser. Unser swinging away. Unser, slow roller to third. Petrocelli throws to Andrews' side. Retired. Nice play by Rico. We go to the top of the 9th. Baltimore 3, Boston 2. Due up for the Orioles. Grich, Johnson, Antonio Oliva to face Phil Niekro, who's looking more and more like a possible tough luck loser. Let's go to the chat here. ID Gesture says, more of an O's fan than a Boston hater, but a little bit of both, LOL. Max Cornelius says, haha. Alrighty. So Phil Niekro, 109 pitches, still looks strong. Actually, let's do a mound visit. I got plenty left in the tank, he tells Bob Montgomery and the pitching coach. Alright, so Bobby Grich comes to the plate. Grich is 0 for 2, and I think he has a walk. Yep. And he scored on that walk because he was on base when Tony Oliva gonged that 3-run blast to center in the top of the 1st. Alrighty. Niekro's ready. Here's the flutter ball to Grich. And Grich walks again, his 2nd walk. So he's on. No outs. Runner at first. Davey Johnson comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Johnson, right-handed spray hitter. Foley and Sizemore will pinch the middle. Try to turn 2. Grich, 5 out of 10 speed, but an excellent base runner, 8 out of 10. Niekro throws to first. And Grich is back. I saw the delay there. I thought maybe we had him. Niekro looks over. Garvey holding Grich on. Now he looks in at Montgomery. Here's the pitch to Davy Johnson. Oh, back-to-back walks, and here comes Tony Oliva. Wow, this is the same setup. Almost. Yeah, it is. Here comes Oliva. No outs, 2 on. He has another chance of gong a 3-run homer. And now the Red Sox frantically get their bullpen up. Remember, this is a battle for first place here. The Red Sox are ahead of the Orioles by 1.5 game when they beat the Orioles in the prior game in this series. And getting up in the pen, Roger Moret starts to throw quickly. And Doyle Alexander, the righty. So Moret and Alexander up in the bullpen. And here comes Tony Oliva, 2 for 3 with that 3-run homer. He has been Phil Niekro's kryptonite. Niekro sort of takes a deep breath, looks in at Bob Montgomery, wondering what to do here, but we all know what's coming. It's the flutter ball, folks. Red Sox moving a double play depth. No outs, 2 on. Red Sox trailing by 1. Niekro and the Bo Sox need to keep it a 1-run deficit and get to the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch to Oliva. Flutter ball comes forth. And it's a line drive! Caught by Ted Sizemore. Excellent range showed by Sizemore. And a huge cheer goes up from the Fenway faithful. Unfortunately, they couldn't double anybody up. Bobby Grich and Davy Johnson didn't get far enough off the bag. But whoa, that was headed towards right field. What a play by Ted Sizemore. So there's 1 out, and here comes Boog Powell. Powell's 1 for 3. Powell has 7 home runs, .269 batting average, 22 runs driven in. Left-handed normal hitter. Again, the Red Sox infield will shift in double play depth. Outfield straightaway in normal. Again, Phil Niekro takes that deep breath, looks in at Montgomery. And the flutter ball shall fly forth. And that's ball 4 on the 3-1 count. Bases are loaded. Oh boy, no place to put Terry Crowley. He pinched hit for Gorman Thomas and stayed in to play right. He's 0 for 1. Left-hander, and we might go to Moret now, even though he's not ready. He's not fully ready. What's Crowley hit against lefties? Let's just check that out for a second. In a lefty-lefty matchup, Terry Crowley only bats .250. And he only bats .200 off righties, so he's actually 50 points higher in a lefty-lefty matchup. The problem with Phil Niekro is he throws a flutter ball, and he could walk in a run. Doyle Alexander has an earned run average 355, 2 losses. Boy, do I stay with Niekro? Roger Moret's been pretty tough, I think. Moret's 2 wins, 1 loss, 8 saves, 3.34 earned run average. It's been a while since I played my 73 season. Open world, alternate universe. You'll see players on all different teams. But Crowley hits 50 points higher. All right, Phil, it's your ball game. It's your ball game, Phil. Your ball game. That's right. ID Jester also has the 1970 World Series going. Game 7, is that, I believe, is that up now? Game 7 on your station, ID Gesture? Well, Niekro's going to stay in the game. Bases loaded, 1 out, no place to put Terry Crowley. No, I just don't like this matchup. That's it. I don't like it. Roger Moret, I don't care if he hits 50 points higher. We're going to go with Roger Moret. Moret's going to come in the game. So Roger Moret comes in. Phil Niekro goes out. Let's give you Niekro's final numbers, though he's responsible for all 3 of the runners on base. So it could change. Phil Niekro, again, responsible for all the runners on base, which is bases loaded. Niekro went 8 1/3 innings. 4 hits, 3 runs. That could change, remember. Walked 4, struck out 9, gave up that 3-run blast in the first to Tony Oliva. Oliva then lined out in the top of the 9th. Niekro threw 126 pitches. Here comes Roger Moret. Moret's done with his warm-up tosses. The lefty, 2 wins, 1 loss. And I believe, what did I say, how many saves? 8 saves. 3.34 earned run average. He has walked, oh boy, he's walked 15, struck out 11. Crowley steps back in the batter's box. Do I go to double play depth or play the infield in? We're going to play double play depth. Try to turn 2. Moret gets the sign from Bob Montgomery. Here's the pitch to Terry Crowley. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-2 Baltimore. That's a hard hit ball to center field. Del Unser on the run, left center field. He makes the catch, tagging up and scoring from third base. A very important insurance run. Bobby Grich. It's now 4-2 Baltimore. Del Unser covered a lot of ground there. Davey Johnson held at second base as Unser threw to Tim Foley, the cutoff man, and Davey Johnson's quite slow. Probably a good move there. So 2 outs, 2 on. The Orioles now have a 2-run lead, and Mike Andrews, the number 8 batter, the first baseman for the Orioles, comes to the plate. He's hitting .304 off left-handed pitching. Alexander's still tossing in the Red Sox bullpen. Moret looking for that last out in this top of the 9th. Andrews likes to hit early in the count. The windup and the pitch by Moret. 2 outs, 2 on, 4-2 Baltimore. And he walked him. Bases loaded once again. Doyle Alexander's ready. Here comes Phil Roof. Roof's only hit this year is off a left-hander. He's 1 for 1 off left-handed pitching. Alexander's ready. There's 2 outs. 4-2 Baltimore. How many walks has Mr. Alexander given up? Another one of my pitchers who 7 walks, 6 strikeouts. Oh my God, it's like just rolling the dice and seeing what's going on. My pitchers love to walk people. Alexander's ready. Moret's ready. We're gonna stay with Moret. And we're gonna go pitch to I don't want to pitch to contact. Alright. Red Sox infield will shift left. Roof is a right-handed pull hitter. Montgomery sets the target. The windup and the pitch to Roof. 2 outs. Bases loaded. 4-2 Baltimore. And that is punched past the dive. And here comes a throw to the plate. And Rose guns out the runner. But the Orioles tack on another run. Powell is thrown out from second. Pete Rose put a good charge on it. But it's now 5-2 Baltimore. As it's once again a 3-run deficit for the Red Sox. So Reynolds now has a 3-run lead to work with to get another save. And he'll face Ted Sizemore, Greg Nettles in the top of the order, Pete Rose. And we're going to sit down Doyle Alexander. So Ted Sizemore 1 for 3. And off right-handed pitching, 287. Red Sox need to get some runners on base to try to tie this thing up. Bottom of the 9th. here at Fenway Park, and the park has got quite quiet. Sizemore's ready. Here's the pitch by Reynolds. And that's ripped in to left field. So a leadoff single for Ted Sizemore. Now Greg Nettles steps to the plate, and he is ecstatic as a little kid on Christmas, for Mike Cuellar is out of the game. And Nettles doesn't hit Cuellar, and Nettles doesn't hit left-handers. So he'll be facing the right-hander, Bob Reynolds. He's 0 for 1 off Reynolds, but he hits .319 off all of right-handed pitching. Innings 7 through 9, 271 batting average. Runners at first, 300. So Nettles is licking his chops. 7 out of 10 power. Nettles has 8 home runs. Nettles will be swinging away. Sizemore at first. Mike Andrews holding him on. No outs. Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch to Greg Nettles. Nettles swings, sends that ball out towards left field. Oliva goes back at the wall, and he makes the catch. Greg Nettles just missed that one, folks. Just missed it. Retreating back to first base is Sizemore. So there's 1 out, 1 on. Top of the order, Pete Rose, who's 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and he just threw Boog Powell out at the plate to keep it a 3-run deficit. Rose needs to go 5 for 5 here. Tying run in the on-deck circle, Tim Foley. Rose has faced Reynolds once. He's had a hit. .297 for Pete off right-handed pitching. The switch hitter batting left-handed off the right-handed throwing Reynolds. Orioles infield in double play depth. Outfield straightaway and normal. Reynolds looks to first. Now in at Roof. Here's the pitch to Rose. Rose swings down to Andrews, and they get the lead runner as Gritch covers the second base bag. They get the force out. Now there's 2 outs. And stepping to the plate is Tim Foley, and Tim Foley will be called back. He does not hit right-handed pitching, only batting .178. The tying run now in the on-deck circle, Bob Montgomery. Boy, does it hurt not having Carlton Fisk anymore. We pitch hit Montgomery trying to tie the game a couple innings back. So Foley will be called back. Foley will be called back. And I guess we're going to go with Captain Carl Yastrzemski. And if he somehow gets on, we'll go with Cecil Cooper, who's cold. So Carl Yastrzemski will come in to pinch hit for Tim Foley. If somehow we tie this game and I have to pinch hit for my backup catcher, I have to put a position player to catch. That's going to be a nightmare. All right. So Carl Yastrzemski comes off the bench. His day off is over. He's got to go to work. He has to pinch hit. Yastrzemski batting .290, 7 home runs, 28 runs driven in. Off right-handed pitching, .324. And Yastrzemski, the reason why he didn't start is because Yaz bats .196 off left-handed pitching. Yastrzemski 6 out of 10 contact, 6 out of 10 power, and an excellent eye, 7 out of 10. He does not like to hit early in the count. He will take. Here's the pitch by Reynolds. 2 out, 1 on. Strike 1. Off-speed pitch in there. No balls, 1 strike. When Yaz is behind the count, he's batting .333, so Yastrzemski's ready to grip and rip. 2 outs, Rose will be off on contact. Reynolds toes the rubber, looks in at Roof, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz swings, sends that out to left center field. Tony Oliva on the run, but it drops down and gets to the wall! Yastrzemski with a pinch hit double. Rose goes to third, second and third, 2 outs. That brings the Fenway faithful to life. And here comes Bob Montgomery, who's only batting .217 off right-handed pitching. We have no other catchers. He pinch hit for Fisk because Fisk doesn't hit Cuellar. And Fisk doesn't hit lefties. And we have in the chat Bob Barrow. How are you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. As he thanks ID Jester, he says, ID Jester, I have to thank you for your inside pitch baseball videos. Without them, I would never be able to figure out how to play inside pitch. ID Jester is great at that, Bob. He does a wonderful job. I was just, you know, but again, subscribe to ID Jester's channel if you're watching now and you haven't, or at a later date. I named off a lot of other channels. Subscribe to them too. But ID Jester explains things absolutely marvelously. And he has patience. More patience than I have, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to call Montgomery back, and if we tie the game up, we'll figure it out. Someone will catch. They won't be good at it, but someone will catch. It will be a nightmare. But it'll be a nightmare that we'd be happy about, because we'll tie, and we might win the game. You never know. We might. So, we have on the bench Cecil Cooper, who's cold. Mark Belanger, who's cold, meaning they're not hitting well. And Rick Miller. Miller is only batting .250 and .244 off right-handers. I want to go with Cooper, but he's cold. Cooper's batting .231 and .242 off right-handers. He has 2 home runs off right-handed pitching. I don't think Rick Miller has any home runs off right-handed pitching. Let's see what Miller has. Is it Miller time? We shall see. Miller has 1 home run off right-handed pitching. Oh, I'm sorry. Miller's only hitting .218. I looked at his minor league average. Yeah, it's going to be Cecil Cooper. Cold or not, Cecil Cooper's coming in. So Cecil Cooper, grab a bat. Coop is coming off the bench to pinch hit for Bob Montgomery. And if we tie the game and do not win it in the bottom of the 9th, someone's catching. I don't know who. Someone's catching. I'll figure that out. So let's win it and not tie it up. So here comes Cecil Cooper. Cooper's been in a slump. He's ice cold, but now he has a big chance to be a hero here. Red Sox trailing by 3 represents a tying run at the plate. Cooper, against right-handed pitching, 6 out of 10 contact, 4 out of 10 power, 4 out of 10 eye. Rose at second. Yastrzemski pinch hit double. Rose at third. Yastrzemski at second with the pinch hit double. So Cooper steps to the plate, left-handed batter. And off Reynolds, so he's 1 for 2. And he likes to hit early in the count. So this is it, folks. Phil Roof goes through the signs. Reynolds on the hill nods his head. He's ready to work. The windup and the pitch to Cecil Cooper. Red Sox trailing by 3. 2 outs, 2 on. Cooper swings and he sends that ball to the center field wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs scores. Cecil Cooper breaks out of the slump in a big way. RBI pinch hit double. 5-4 Baltimore. The tying runs at second base. The fans are going wild. Though the game is not tied or won, Cooper comes through in the clutch. Back-to-back pinch hit doubles. Yastrzemski and Cooper. And now here comes Steve Garvey. Please, Steve, hit a 2-run homer. Please, please, please. I don't have anyone to catch. Garvey, a right-handed pull hitter. Orioles infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Tying run at second base. Cooper's 4 out of 10 speed, 5 out of 10 base running ability. He'll be off on contact. Garvey bats .341 off right-handed pitching. This is the first time he will face Bob Reynolds. Again, the winner. If the Red Sox win, they'll go a game and a half up on the Orioles for first place. If they lose, the Orioles will leapfrog them into first place by a half game. The Orioles 41 wins, 26 losses. Boston 42 and 26. Garvey, .250 hitter on the first pitch. Well, and his eye is 3 out of 10. He will be taking. Here's the pitch by Reynolds. Garvey to take. And there it is. Strike 1. Slider in there. But behind in the count, Garvey's average jumps to 347. He likes to see what the pitcher has first. Cooper takes the lead off second base. Represents a tying run. Garvey digs in. And boy, the Fenway faithful want to see Steve Garvey yank one over that left field wall. Right-handed pull hitter. 6 out of 10 power, 7 out of 10 contact. Bob Reynolds gets the signs from Phil Ruth. Here's the pitch to Garvey. He swings, he punches it down the right field line. Crowley gets to it. Do you want to signal Cecil Cooper to round third base? He's off on contact to try to score. The ball is shallow. Cooper is an average runner. Crowley has a normal arm. You got to send him with 2 outs. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Cooper scores. We have a tie ball game. 5-5. Steve Garvey comes through in the clutch. We have no other catchers. Oh boy. It's 5-5. What a game. What a game, folks. Here comes La Grande à l'Orange, Rusty Staub. Staub 1 for 2, and he's walked 3 times. Let's go to the box score and make sure that's correct. I believe it is 3 times. Staub 1 for 2. He's walked twice, I'm sorry. He's walked twice. I knew 3 times seemed a bit too much. Staub, if you're thinking home run, walk-off homer, he has 4 round trippers to go as a 308 average, 22 RBIs. Off right-handed pitching, 266. He's 0 for 2 off Reynolds. So Reynolds has blown the save. The Red Sox come up with 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. The Never Say Die Boston Red Sox of the 1973 Retro Replay Open World Alternate Universe. The team that Al Red Sox fan created. So here comes Staub, La Grande à l'Orange. Garvey at first, 2 out of 10 speed, 6 out of 10 base running ability. Mike Andrews holding him on. Reynolds looks to first. Now in at Roof. Staub likes to hit early in the count. Here's the windup and the pitch to Rusty. Staub swings, punches that ball up the middle, past the dive. Going to third is Garvey. It gets away. The ball gets away. Oh, shoot. I don't think he's going to score, though. That's one of these little glitches. I thought he was going to score in the error. Alright. So I thought we were going to win on an error. Staub's at first. The winning run, Steve Garvey's at third. Garvey went first to third. Cleon Jones is horrible in center. He came in due to the injury to Coggins. And now Dwight Evans. The Red Sox can come all the way back. What a game this has been, folks. What a game this has been. As ID Gestures telling Bob if he has questions, and this is true, so I'm going to read this out so everyone listen. ID Gesture says, if you come to live streams, you can ask questions, then as well if you have questions. So, like I've always stated, ID Gesture is excellent with his chat. So once again, ID Gesture, check out that channel, subscribe. Alright. Winning run at third base, 2 outs. Staub's run means nothing at first. Here comes Dwight Evans. Evans 0 for 4, and off right-handed pitching hits 356. He's 0 for 1 off Reynolds. Reynolds has been roughed up in this 9th inning for 3 runs. Evans loves to hit early in the count. Runners in scoring position 321. The innings 7 through 9, only 233 batting average. Phil Ruth goes out to have a word with Reynolds, as well as Mike Andrews and Rico Petrocelli, players back to their positions. Fenway waiting to explode if Dwight Evans can get a base hit here. Reynolds is ready. Ruth goes through the signs. Reynolds nods his head. Here's the pitch to Evans. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. We're going to extra innings. The Red Sox score 3 in the bottom of the 9th. It's 5-5. And we have no catcher. Oh boy. Roger Moret's still out on the mound. Yeah. Well. Let me click on catchers. Nope, we have no catchers. I knew that. Let me click on position players who are still eligible. all batters. That's going to give me memory. So we have Mark Belanger, who can play short. Rick Miller, who can play center. Yastrzemski. We can put Yaz in left, move Rose to right. And if we do that, if we move Yastrzemski to left, Rose to right, Staub would have to catch. Good God, imagine Rusty Staub catching. Oh God, I have to put a shortstop in too, so Belanger has to come in the game. So Cecil Cooper. Cooper will be out. So Belanger has to go in the 3 spot because I need a shortstop. Yes, I need a shortstop and a catcher. So Belanger will come in for Cooper and play short. Very outstanding defensive shortstop. Can't hit worth a lick, but that's... Rusty Staub's going to catch. Rusty, you're up, son. You drew the short straw. La Grande Orange is going to catch. Wow, this is going to be awful. So, Yastrzemski will go to left. Rose will go to right. Staub is getting the catcher's equipment on. And he's going behind the plate. Rusty Staub going behind the plate. This is going to be scary. Bob says let Pete Rose catch. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Bob. Rose is an excellent athlete. And he played a lot of different positions. I like what Bob. I'm going with Bob. Bob says, Al, Earl Weaver wants you to make a pitching change. LOL. ID Jeff says, my wife comes into the room wondering what the hell's going on. Al is yelling like crazy. Well, that's what makes me, me. And ID Gesture, and I agree because I'm going to go with Bob's advice. Bob Burrowick says, let Pete Rose catch, and that's brilliant because Rose played many different positions. So Rose will catch. I like it because you know he'll, and Staub will stay in right. Excellent. And ID Gestures to complete that thought says, wow, I love guys like Bob that can pull a lineup from nowhere. Thank you very much, Bob. I'm very happy you joined me because I was going to have La Grande Orange catch because Rose is such an outstanding outfielder, but you're right. If we think about this now, and Bob, excellent, Bob Burrowick in the chat, Pete Rose played many different positions, and he was good at them all. I don't think he ever caught. I'm almost sure of he never caught. As you can see, he has a 0 rating as a catcher. So Moret is on the mound, and they got a lot. Oh, I should have got Alexander up. Well, we're gonna warm up Alexander. Mike Torres has actually been really good for me out of the pen. He has a 0.86 earned run average, but he's tired. And he has 3 saves. Alexander, we gotta warm. Alexander's gonna warm up. And actually, we're going to get Torres to warm up too. He's slightly tired, 64% stamina. 14 pitches 3 days ago, 3 pitches. I think he got the save in the prior game. But we're going to get him up in the pen. If we have to get a few outs out of him, we'll do that. Oh, it gives you right here, 63%. I did not even know that. That's pretty cool. That's a new screen they added. I like it a lot. I'm still not used to it. Bob Barwick says, thanks, I appreciate it. Yep, Rose would be more adaptable to catch. Absolutely, Bob. Wonderful point, Bob. So Rose behind the plate. Moret's still on the mound. 5-5 ball game. We're now going on an hour 40 minutes on the stream. No one's going to watch this over, but I don't care. We're having a good time. I'll watch it over because I like listening. I'm my biggest fan. All right, so Moret will face all right-handers, then a bunch of lefties. So Cleon Jones, Rico Petrocelli, and Bobby Grich. It's been a wild one at Fenway, and you know it's a wild one because Pete Rose is catching. Cleon Jones came in for the injured Coggins. Pulled a hamstring when he stole second base. I believe that was his first inning. Jones is 0 for 3. Right-handed pull hitter. The Red Sox will shift left in the infield, outfield straightaway and normal. Jones bats .235 off left-handed pitching. He has not faced Moret this year. .229, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. 5s across the board for contact, power, and eye. 5 out of 10. Pete Rose behind the plate. Your guess is as good as mine. Here's the pitch by Roger Moret. Ew! Moret strikes him out. Rose calling a good game. 1 out on the K. Red Sox throw it around the infield. Here comes Rico Petrocelli. He started the season off with the Red Sox, but we traded him to Baltimore to get Mark Belanger. Belanger's now in at short, 10 out of 10. Look at this infield. Nettles and Belanger on the left side, 10 out of 10, both of them. Sizemore, 8 out of 10. Garvey, 6 out of 10. Stremski's in left field, 5 out of 10 with a 6 arm. And, again, center and right are the same. So, Petrocelli, 0 for 4. 5 contact, 5 power, 6 eye. Off left-handed pitching, 320. Does not like to hit early. Mound visit to Roger Moret. He says, I still feel good. Doyle Alexander, Mike Torres. Petrocelli hits 320. That's it. We're going with Mike Torres to try to get these 2 outs and get us to the bottom of the 10th. He can rest another day. So Mike Torres will come in out of the bullpen. Doyle Alexander will continue to warm up. Roger Moret's day is over. Here comes Mike Torres. Torres, 3 wins, no losses, 2 saves. He's thrown 21 innings. He's walked 2, struck out 7, earned run average 0.86. So 1 of 2 things will happen. We'll get these 2 outs quick. Or Mike Torres will poop the bed. He's due to poop the bed, but I'm sensing Torres can do it. Petrocelli only bats .218 off right-handed pitching. Torres is done with his warm-up tosses. Rose has a quick word. Rose has really taken to this catching thing. Back behind the plate. Big smile on Charlie Hustle's face. He sets the target after pounding the mitt. Here's the pitch to Rico Petrocelli. And Torres walks Petrocelli. Go ahead run at first. Rico not fleet of foot nor a good base runner. Bobby Grich comes to the plate. Grich batting .271 off right-handed pitching. He's 0 for 9 off Torres, though, so another favorable matchup here for us. Let's hopefully not get a walk here. 1 out, 1 on. Garvey holding Petrocelli on at first base. Grich, a right-handed spray hitter. Red Sox pinch the middle to turn 2 with Belanger and Sizemore. Torres looks to first, now in at Rose. Here's the pitch to Bobby Grich. And he strikes him out! Swing and a miss. Slider got him. So there's 2 outs. Torres rubs up the baseball. And here comes Davey Johnson. Very dangerous hitter, Davey Johnson. 0 for 3, but he has 7 out of 10 power. 1 swing of the bat, and the O's could be up by 2. Petrocelli will be off on contact. Garvey's still holding him on at first. 2 outs, 1 on. Torres is ready to work. Here's the pitch to Davey Johnson, the right-handed batter, spray hitter. Slow grounder to Torres. He fires the first. Side retired. Mike Torres comes in, does his job. And the Fenway faithful erupt. Torres tips his cap and goes to the bench. Let's go to the chat real quick. Bob says, Al, what is the difference between this game and Action PC and ID Gesture? Johnny on the spot answers that. A lot, Bob. Out of the park baseball comes with all the seasons built in. Action PC doesn't, as you have to buy all the season files. Bob says, what about the difference in gameplay and strategy with Action PC? I play both teams. You play as one team in Out of the Ballpark. You pick a team and that's the team you have. I mean, you can resign from it and play. Out of the Ballpark's more of an open universe type game. You can play it straight up, historical transactions and lineups. I simmed the 77 season for Ha-Ha's one time with everything historically accurate. Some things came out exactly the same and other things didn't. The Red Sox, who won a lot of close games in 77, in reality didn't in the retro replay. If you look at the pitching numbers, they're fairly similar. If you look at the offensive numbers, they were fairly similar. The problem was they didn't win the one-run games, the close games. They didn't win them. So, I like both games. Out of the Ballpark, if you're looking bang for your buck, if you had to buy one baseball game for the computer, this is the game I would buy. Just for $40, you get everything. You know, I love Action PC. I love the way it plays. I like Stratomatic. Though, to be honest, if I had a choice between Stratomatic and Action PC, I go with Action PC. You get more bang for your buck with Action PC. You know, I like them all. I have them all. I have, as you know, on this channel, I play a lot of different baseball games. If I don't like a game, I don't play it. So, all the money I've spent on games for sports, I've enjoyed them all. Action PC are very good games, but for $40, and this game's on Hubble, the Hubble bundle. Go to Eric Higher Ground Gaming. I think it's called Hubble Bundle. You can get it for like $3 this game right now. Yes, ID Gesture says, Out of the Park Baseball, better replay value. Absolutely, you can do all kinds of crazy things. This is an open world. Look at these guys. None of these guys played on this. Most of these guys didn't even play on this team. Again, I started out in the 72 season with the Red Sox with the original team. Made a ton of trades. Signed some players. You can see the team I have, but it's the team I wanted. Lots of fun. So the Red Sox are going to try to win it here in the bottom of the 10th, 5-5 in a marathon stream. And Grant Jackson now on the mound for the O's. He is 3-1 in 17 innings. He's walked 5, struck out 7, earned run average below 2, 1.59. He's only good for 1 inning, really. He's stamina of 1. He'll face Del Unser, Ted Sizemore, and Greg Nettles. He's a left-handed pitcher. So Greg Nettles is once again unhappy. Unser does hit lefties, though. 287. He's 0 for 1 off Jackson this year. Unser likes to hit early in the count. And in extra innings, Unser is hitting 600. He's 3 for 5. Jackson's ready. Here's the pitch to Del Unser. Unser goes down looking on the 0-2 count. Orioles stroll the ball around the infield. Fastball painted the outside corner. 1 down. Ted Sizemore comes to the plate. The Red Sox second baseman 2 for 4. He has not faced Jackson this year. 267 off left-handed pitching. He likes to hit early in the count. 500 in extra inning games. The windup and the pitch by Grant Jackson. Sizemore swings, sends that ball out to left field, and Oliva is there. He catches the line drive. Didn't even have to move. So 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Greg Nettles, who does not hit left-handed pitching, but he does hit Jackson. 3 for 5, 600 batting average. So not as bad as I thought. Jackson does give up a lot of hard-hit balls early in the count. Nettles will be swinging away. Fenway faithful, and the Red Sox on the bench looking for a walk-off homer here by Greg Nettles. Phil Roof sets the target. Here's the pitch to Nettles. 2 outs, no one on. 5-5 ball game, bottom of the 10th. Nettles rips a hard shot to Bobby Grich at short, who throws to Mike Andrews. Side retired. We go to the 11th, still knotted at 5. And we have tired out Doyle Alexander. Let's sit him down. That was a bad move on my part. So Mike Torres will stay out on the mound. He'll face Tony Oliva, Boog Powell, and Terry Crowley. Oliva, 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer. And 312 off right-handed pitching. He's 0 for 2 off Torres. Torres takes a deep breath. Pete Rose once again behind the plate. We have no catchers left, so Charlie Hustle is catching. Here's the pitch to Oliva. Ground ball to first. One away as Steve Garvey takes it to the bag himself. Yes, there's a website for Hubble Bundle, sorry. You get a key. I think it's a Steam key. So you have to be set up on Steam, which is easy if you have a PC. This type of game should play on pretty much any PC, as long as you have a video card, I would think. So Boog Powell comes to the plate. You play Action PC though, Bob, right? So you should be able to play this game on the PC too. Alright, Boog Powell comes to the plate, 1 out. Top of the 11th, Powell 1 for 3. 667. 667 off Mike Torres. Ouch. Well, we're going to go with a pitch around here. Let's see if we can get Powell to do something rare. Chase one. Rose sets the target. Here's the pitch by Torres. Pitch around. Nope, he walked. Go ahead, run at first. Here comes Terry Crowley. Crowley 500 off Torres. Let's see if Alexander's ready. He's ready, and here comes Doyle Alexander. So Alexander comes in, and Crowley's 0 for 1 off of him. Alexander has a good chance. He's a neutral pitcher, but he does get a lot of double play balls. Alexander, no wins, 2 losses, 3.55 earned run average. No saves. He's walked 7, struck out 6. Again, one of my pitchers who loves to walk people. Powell very slow at first. The Red Sox moving a double play depth, 1 out. Top of the 11th, 5-5. Crowley digs in. Alexander gets a sign from an unfamiliar sight behind the plate, Pete Rose. Here's the pitch to Crowley. And that ball is past the dive of Steve Garvey, going first to third, and he's safe. Is Powell. So the slow of foot Boog Powell beats the throw by Legrand. All-around Rusty Staub. Runners on the corners. 1 out. Now the decision is, do we pull the infield in or try to turn 2 on Mike Andrews? Andrews only batting 111 off Doyle Alexander, 1 for 9. But he loves a hit in extra inning games, 500. First pitch, 462. We're going to roll the dice and try to turn 2. Slow base runners. If Andrews, I don't think Andrews is that fast. Let me just make sure on that. Speed, 2. Yeah, he's slow. He's good base running ability, but he's slow. Back to the game. Alright, Red Sox in double play depth. 1 out. Runners on the corners. 5-5. Top of the 11th. Alexander gets the sign from Charlie Hustle behind the plate. Here's the pitch. And he walked him. Bases loaded. No place to put the catcher now. Phil Roof. Ah, Jesus. Roof is 1 for 4 with an RBI. Double play depth. The other thing is, too, if you have a good catcher with good defensive abilities, means he can call a good game. It does help out the pitcher. And you can see Doyle Alexander has 3 stuff, and it's orange, if not good. 3 out of 10. Green's good. He has good movement, good control, but it's stuff. He needs to be coached, coddled. And we have Pete Rose, who's catching for the first time ever. So this could be really ugly. Bases loaded, 1 out. Rose goes out to have a quick word with Alexander. Garvey and Nettles meet him on the mound. Alexander nods his head. Players back to their positions. No place to put Phil Roof. The windup and the pitch. And that ball is sent to left center field. 1 run scores. Bases will remain loaded. So a one-out single. The Orioles have taken the lead 6-5 to the joy of ID Gesture in the chat. And it's 6-5. And here comes Cleon Jones, who's 0 for 4. Again, the Red Sox will stay at double play depth. Slow runners on the base paths. Jones might have a little more speed at the plate. Nope, slow. We need a ground ball hit. We need a ground ball hit at someone in the infield. Alexander takes a deep breath. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Cleon Jones. 1 out. Bases loaded. 6-5 Orioles. Oh, and Alexander walked him. This game has gotten ugly quite quickly here. In the top of the 11th, it's now 7-5. Craig Swan will get up in the pen. And Rick Wise got pulled out of the rotation because he was awful. Go Ken Tatum. So both right-handers, Swan and Tatum, young pitchers up in the pen. Bases loaded. 1 out, 7-5. At the plate, Rico Petrocelli. I know he's slow as dirt. Again, double play depth up the middle, Belanger and Sizemore. Here's the pitch to Petro. Ground ball. They're going to turn to. Yes. Sizemore to Belanger to Garvey. But 2 runs too late. They always put a 2 spot up in the top of the 11th. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Baltimore 7. Boston 5. Due up for the Red Sox, top of the order. Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, Carl Yastrzemski, and the weak-hitting shortstop, Mark Belanger. The Cubs, the Bears in the chat. How are you? And he's explaining the Cubs, the Bears, a big out-of-the-ballpark fan. So. As the Cubs, the Bears, like a great white shark, lurking in the depths. Glad to have you here, my friend. All right, so the Red Sox trail by 2, and Pete Rose comes to the plate. Rose 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Grant Jackson still out on the mound. He's eligible for the win if he can hold on here. Rose will be swinging away. Jackson gets the sign from Ruth. The windup and the pitch to Charlie Hustle. And line shot past the dive of Gritch. Leadoff single. Rose's 5th hit. 5 for 6 now, Charlie Hustle. Tying run comes to the plate. Carl Yastrzemski, he's 1 for 1. He had a pinch hit double in that epic bottom of the 9th where the Red Sox scored 3 runs to tie the ball game up with 2 outs. Yastrzemski has 7 home runs, but again, he does not hit left-handed pitching. The good news is Yastrzemski's 196 off left-handed pitching, but Jackson's not included in that. He's a left-hander, but Yaz is 2 for 2 with a home run. He'd love to be 3 for 3 with 2 long trippers. Yastrzemski will take. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Yaz in the driver's seat. And when Yaz is ahead in the count, 326 batting average. He's ready to grip and rip, looking to send something out of Fenway Park. Mike Andrews holding Pete Rose on at first. Jackson gets the sign from Ruth. The windup and the pitch to Carl Yastrzemski. The ball gets away from Ruth. And going to second base is Pete Rose. The count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Yaz in the driver's seat. Yastrzemski represents a tying run at the plate. Ruth motions to Jackson. Settle down, settle down. Now he squats down, pounds the mitt. Sets the target. Jackson's ready. Here's the pitch. Yastrzemski swings. Slow number back to the pitcher who throws to first base for out number 1, Rose advances to third. So that went Jackson to Andrews. So with 1 out, tying run comes to plate. Mark Belanger, the very weak-hitting shortstop. Great glove man from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. He passed away a few years back, but a great glove man. Again, from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Only batting .218. Does have 18 RBIs, though. 4 out of 10 contact. 1 out of 10 power. 5 out of 10 eye. I really can't pinch hit for him, because I have no shorts. I have no infielders left. I don't even, who do I have? I think it's Rick Miller on the bench. Rick Miller's my only position player. Do I have Bill Lee still? Or did I send him to the minors? I don't think I have Bill Lee anymore. Lee is in the minors. Alright, so Belanger will hit. He'll take. He does not hit well early in the count. He only hits 162 off left-handed pitching. Here's the pitch by Jackson. Belanger to take. Ball 1. Alright. So, when Belanger, in the rare occasions he's ahead in the count, that's 324. He'll be swinging away. He's going to look for something and punch through the infield here. Rose on at third. 1 out. Roof sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Grant Jackson. Belanger swings a slow roller to short, a diving play, the throw to first, and they just get him. Wow, I thought that was going to be an infield hit. Bobby Grich made a diving stop, and they just get Belanger. He's protesting at first. The run does score. He gets an RBI, but now there's 2 outs. It's 7-6. And here comes Steve Garvey. Bases cleared. Garvey has 11 home runs on the season, had a big stint on the DL, 15-day DL. Came off a week ago. 34 RBIs, right-handed pull hitter. Off left-handed pitching, 274. Garvey in extra innings is 2 for 2. 6 out of 10 power, 8 out of 10 contact. Though he does chase pitches, 3 out of 10 eye. Grant does give up a 300 batting average off the first pitch. Garvey will be swinging away. Grant nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Garvey. He swings. That ball is gone! Steve Garvey crushes that ball over the monster. Just fair. We have a tie ball game. 7-7. Garvey smashes that ball to the turnpike. This has been a wild one at Fenway. And here comes La Grande a l'Orange. Oh boy, let's before I tire out my bullpen, let's sit them down. Swan will sit down. Tatum will sit down. And we're going to get Rick Wise, who was vanquished from the starting rotation to the bullpen because he was awful. It's probably a bad move. Up in the pen. Wise looking for redemption. He'll get up. Swan and Tatum are ready. But let's get Rick Wise up. Let's get him ready. Alexander, pitcher of record right now. So again, the Red Sox come back from the brink of defeat with 2 outs and tie it up. Rose scored on the ground out by Belanger. And then with 2 outs, Steve Garvey crushed one over the monster in left. 7-7. Bottom of the 11th, and here is La Grande a l'Orange. Rusty Staub, 2 for 3 with 2 walks. Staub with 4 home runs on the season. 4 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 contact, and eye off left-handed pitching. But Staub does like to hit left-handed pitching. 352 batting average, and in extra innings, 1 for 2. A lot of favorable numbers here for Staub. They're all in the 3s or above. First time he'll face Grant Jackson. Staub will be swinging away. Can the Red Sox go back-to-back jacks for the walk-off victory? We shall see. The windup and the pitch to La Grande a l'Orange. Staub grounds to second, over to first. Johnson to Andrews. We head to the top of the 12th, tied at 7. Can someone kick a field goal? Doyle Alexander. Struggled. And you know what? We're going to give Rick Wise an attempt at redemption here. He's going to come in the game. So Rick Wise comes in. He has 10 out of 10 stamina. It's his game to win or lose now, folks. Rick Wise, 2 wins, 5 losses in 65 and a third innings. He's walked 23, which was mind-numbing to me because he had pretty good control. At least I thought he had pretty good control. As you can see, he should have good control. 8 out of 10. But, you know, again, there's the... It doesn't go off that all the time and out of the ballpark. If he's not happy, you know, I'm not happy with my performance, he pitches worse. Earned run average, 5.65. This is a big outing here for Wise, trying to get back in this stellar Red Sox starting rotation. So Bobby Grich to lead off, 0 for 3. Made a wonderful diving stop to get Belanger out in the bottom of the 11th. The run did score. Pete Rose did score, though. Wise is ready. Rose behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Grich. Ground ball past the dive of the first baseman, Garvey. Grich is on. That's his first hit of the game. Grich represents the go-ahead run. Garvey holding him on. Grich, 5 out of 10 speed, 8 out of 10 base running ability. And Davey Johnson, very dangerous power hitter. 7 out of 10 power. 11 home runs so far in this retro replay. Open World, Alternate Universe, 1973. Right-handed spray hitter. The Red Sox will move into double play depth. Belanger and Sizemore pinch the middle. Wise is ready. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Fly ball to right. La Grande à l'Orange is under it. Please catch it. And he makes the catch. It drifted on him a bit. He had to move to his left, but he makes the catch. 1 away. Grich retires back to first base. And the very dangerous Tony Oliva comes to the plate. Oliva 2 for 5. 3-run blast in the first. 7 out of 10 contact. 5 out of 10 power. 3 out of 10 eye. You can get him to chase. Again, the Red Sox will move into double play depth with Belanger and Sizemore. Wise throws to first. Grich is back in time. Trying to keep Grich honest. He was leaning a bit. Garvey holding him on. Wise looks to Garvey. Now in at Pete Rose. Here's the pitch to Oliva. Ground ball up the middle past the dive of both players. Here's the throw to third. And he's out! Dale Unser guns Grich out at third. He tried to go first to third. And that's what a play. Never make the second out at third base. Dale Unser, not known for a great arm, put a good charge on the ball and released quickly and accurately to Greg Nettles, who slapped the tag on Bobby Grich. So 2 outs. Oliva's at first. Not much speed or base running ability at all. And here comes Boog Powell. As Mark Belanger and Ted Sizemore both dove for the ball, I thought we were going to have a Three Stooges moment there with a Kanaka-naka with the heads, but that didn't happen. That's right. You're right. The Cubs, the Bears says, Al, the ball is drifting, because on the play by Rusty Staub, you know, it does take that into effect, and I never mentioned that, but the Cubs, the Bears brings up a wonderful point, how good this game is. Thank you, the Cubs, the Bears. He says, Al, the ball is drifting because the wind is blowing right to left at 20 miles per hour. And as you can see, it is right up here. I think you can see my arrow, the mouse key. Yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, so over here. So that's an excellent point. Another thing that's really realistic with this game. This game's awesome. Bob Borwick says, Al, Ted Sizemore caught 2 games for the Red Sox in 79. Oh. Yeah, he plays short and second. It's good to know, though. Not most managers use both catchers in a game. I did, but I did tie it up. So 7-7, 2 outs. Oliva at first, Boog Powell at the plate, 1 for 3. Rick Wise 1 out away from taking the Red Sox to the bottom of the 12th and a chance for victory. Rose is really taking to this catching as he's pounding that mitt, barking out whatever he's barking out. Now he sets the target. Here's the pitch to Boog Powell. And it's a wild pitch past Rose. As just as I say that, that ball just went right by him. A regular catcher probably would have caught that. The go-ahead run is at second, the slow-of-foot Tony Oliva. Powell, RBI opportunity here. The count is 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. First base open. On deck is Crowley. Powell hits 283 off right-handed pitching, 300 off Wise. What's Crowley do? Crowley 226. Oh, I like those numbers much better. So Pete Rose, they're yelling at Rose to stand up and put your arm out. And he does. Here comes the intentional walk. So the wild pitch has taken the bat out of Boog Powell's hands. And here comes Terry Crowley, excuse me. Of course, though, he hits 500 off Rick Wise. Which, well, you know what? You got to roll the dice. We rolled the dice. So 2 outs, 2 on. Terry Crowley up. Chance to be a hero for the O's. We're going to try the pitch around. Let's see if we can get Crowley to chase. Though he has a 6 out of 10 eye. But we're going to roll the dice one more time. Wise is ready to work. Here's the pitch. Crowley, a swing and a miss as Wise comes inside. Strikes him out with a fastball. Side retired. Wise smacks his glove and comes running off the mound. We go to the bottom of the 12th. A chance for the Red Sox to win this game. Evans, Unser, and Sizemore. What a play by Del Unser to throw out Bobby Grich at third in the top of the 12th. That changed that whole inning around. Oh boy, here we go. Bob Barwick in the chat says, too bad Ray Fosse isn't on the Orioles. He could get some revenge on Charlie Hustle. Oh, yes, he could. They were actually good friends. I think if the story, and the Cubs, the Bears, or anyone else might know this, I think the story was Pete Rose and Ray Fosse were actually good friends, and I think they had had dinner the night before. I think, or something like that, before the All-Star game. All right, here comes Dewey Evans. Evans 0 for 5. Dewey is due. He hits left-handed pitching at a 270 clip. Grant Jackson still out on the mound, which he only has a 1 stamina. I'm surprised the Orioles are still sticking with him. So we could see a walk-off homer here, folks. Evans likes to hit early in the count. Look, 400. 10 innings, 500. Bases empty, 350. Off left-handed pitching, 270. He hasn't faced Jackson. And Jackson gives up 300 batting average off the first pitch. You betcha Dwight Evans will be swinging. Phil Ruth sets the target, the windup, and the pitch by Jackson. Evans swings, sends that ball to right field, and making the running catch is Crowley. Evans hit it hard, but Crowley makes the running catch. 1 down. Here comes Del Unser. Unser 1 for 5. Again, pretty good numbers here. He'll be swinging away. Jackson nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Unser. 1 out, no one on. Unser punches a slow one to third. It's going to be an infield hit. Infield hit as Petrocelli just eats the ball. A slow roller. Del Unser's on. 5 out of 10 speed, 6 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes Ted Sizemore. Sizemore's 2 for 5. Again, likes to hit in extra innings and the first pitch. 264 off left-handed batters. We're going to put the hit and run on. The reason why, Jackson gives up 364 on the first pitch. Again, it's the whole at bat. It might not be the first pitch, but I want to give him to be aggressive. And if we put the hit and run on, he's going to be even more aggressive. So, hit and run on. Here's the pitch to Sizemore. Unser's off on the pitch. And that ball's hit to short. Rich fires over to first. Out number 2. Dale Unser's now in scoring position for Greg Nettles. Nettles is 3 for 6 off Jackson. That's the only good news when it comes to Greg Nettles and left-handed pitching. So Nettles will be swinging away. A base hit should win this game for the Red Sox. Unser with average speed, but he will be off on contact, which gives him a few extra steps. And if we hit it to left, there might be a problem. 7 out of 10 arm for Oliva. But Cleon Jones, we've already seen him throw the ball in. It's awful. Crowley, again, depends where the ball's hit, but Unser will be off on contact. Nettles digs in, looking to win this game here in the bottom of the 12th. 7-7, 2 outs. Winning run at second. Phil Roof flashes the signs. Grant Jackson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Greg Nettles. Nettles swings and punches that ball to left field. Oliva, here comes a throw to the plate. Not in time. It's a walk-off victory in 12. Greg Nettles, 1 for 6, but it's the walk-off RBI single with 2 outs. The Red Sox were extremely clutch in this game with a lot of 2-out hits from the 9th inning on. The Red Sox are victorious 8-7. What a ball game. Well worth the banter. Let's go to the box score. Wow! The Red Sox now take a 1.5 game lead over the Orioles. The winning pitcher is Rick Wise. Let's bring the box score up. So let's go to the chat real quick. ID Jester, Al, I have to give you credit. You're managing your ass off to get the win. The game should have been over, but you're keeping the Sox in the game. Well done, my friend. Thank you. I do enjoy my baseball games. Baseball is my baseball and boxing are my 2 favorite sports. I like all the rest too, but they're my favorite. The Cubs, the Bears. Yep, had dinner night before. Good call, Al. Oh, on the Ray Fosse thing, yes. That's a great story. So, okay, let's go to the box score. And first, before I do that, it's late. I appreciate anyone who's still with me. ID Gesture, thank you very much, my friend. Check out his channel, ID Gesture. Wonderful channel, and I've already explained it even before he came on about the wonderful channels, and he was one of them. Thank you, the Cubs, the Bears, who was lurking in the depths, but came out and joined us in the chat. I always love when he joins us. Very knowledgeable. Thank you to Bob Borowick, who, if it was not for Bob Borowick, who gets a save and is a co-MVP of this game to whoever I give the MVP to, he says, let Pete Rose catch, when I was going to put La Grande à l'Orange behind the plate. And it made a lot of sense if you think about it. I also like to thank Max Cornelius, Ken Castro, and let's see if I forgot. I'm just going, bear with me, scrolling up in the chat. Scrolling. Keep on scrolling right. I think that's it. People in the chat. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much, Ken Castro, Max Cornelius, ID Gesture, the Cubs, the Bears, and Bob Borowick. We had a good crew here. A lot of fun. We have a very nice community. As Bob Borowick says, thanks, I'm taking a bow. He says, great game, Al. We have a very nice community. And again, before I go through the box score, I'm gonna tell you about the nice community we have. We have ID Gesture. And I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's butt, but if you go to ID Gesture in the live chat, he does RPG games too, like Grim Dawn, those types of games. He actually has subscribers on his channel come on the channel and play live. No one does that, my friends. Very few people, I shouldn't say no one, very few people do that, okay? Then in the community, not just the people who we subscribe to, but the wonderful people who jump in the chats, whether they live, and I always recommend that. It's a lot of fun. And again, my stream's going to go over probably 2.5 hours. No one's going to watch this. I don't care. Yes, I like to get likes and all that stuff, but when you have wonderful people in the chat, you have to reward them. I'm not one of these people who are going to fly through a game. I don't do that. I want to reward the people who come to the chat because it's fun talking to them. That's just my style. So I feel I have to reward them, and they reward me, to be honest. You know, you have Bob Barwick, the Cubs, the Bears, Ken Castro, Beatles Eternally, who's not in on this game. I'm going to forget people, and I apologize. You have all kinds of good people who come in the chat. Okay? Lots of fun. Our community, I call it a community. That's the way I look at it, whether the other people do or not. That's the way I do. I know ID Jester looks at it that way. I know Stratomatic Delaware Chris looks at it that way. I know Eric from Higher Ground Gaming looks at it that way. All wonderful channels. You have Tabletop Baseball, Baseball Demos, the Cubs, What's Blazing in Sports with T-Dub. I know he looks at it that way. Wonderful Boxing Channel, Mosley Boxing, another wonderful boxing channel. Phil the Issues Guy for movie and TV reviews. Broke Black Man 94 movie and TV reviews. JD, Johnny Giantsbane, Ron Juckett, Espo Strat Baseball Network. I think I got that right this time. All great channels. And check out their channels and see who they subscribe to and who are featured and related to them. It's all fun stuff. And I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. Thank you for your patience. So we have a wonderful community going. And IG Gestures will see you all later. Take care, IG. Thank you very much for stopping by. Health and happiness. All right, so now on to the box score. I have bantered enough about our community. And the community is not just the channels. It's also the people who join in the chat and leave comments. So, anyhow. And Max Cornelius, just in case I forgot him. I don't think I forgot him, but just in case. As I see his name popped up. As he says bye to ID. All right, let's do the box score. This was a fun game. This was a really fun game. A lot of fun managing. And again, co-player of the game MVP goes to Barwick, who says, hey, let's have Pete Rose catch. All right, let's see who they gave player of the game to. And it's going to be co-player of the game because Barwick. Okay. Pete Rose. And he had a hell of a game. Pete Rose played left, right, and caught. He was 5 for 6, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. So player of the game, Pete Rose. Let's quickly go through the pitching. Mike Cuellar, no decision, 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 4 Ks. He threw 133 pitches, unheard of in this day and age. Bob Reynolds blew the save. And wow, if I read this right, that's his 8th blown save. Ouch. 2 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all in the bottom of the 9th. Were they all in the bottom of the 9th? Yes, they were. They were all earned, struck out 1. Grant Jackson takes the loss. He's now 3 wins, 2 losses, 2 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. Again, the Red Sox scored a lot of runs with 2 outs after the 9th inning, or in the bottom of the 9th going forward. For the Red Sox, Phil Niekro went 8 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He gave up that 3-run blast in the first, then settled down for quite a bit. Walked 4, struck out 9. Roger Moret, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K. Mike Torres, 1 inning, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 2, struck out 1. Doyle Alexander, 2/3 of an inning. Then we went to Rick Wise. Alexander, 1 run. It was earned. 2 walks. That was a big decision to go to Rick Wise because Alexander, again, I have a lot of pitchers who walk a ton of batters. Rick Wise, who was relegated to the bullpen, gets the win. He was in the starting rotation, but was awful. He's now 3-5. Player of the game, Pete Rose, along with Bob Barwick in the chat for saying, hey, let Pete Rose catch. And I'm just going to give you the totals. I'll give you the hits, I guess. Coggins was 1 for 1 with a stolen base, but he was injured on the stolen base. So Jones came in to catch. Bobby Grich had a hit, 1 for 4. Oh, screw it. Let's do it the right way. Coggins 1 for 1, a run scored. Cleon Jones 0 for 4 with an RBI and a walk and 3 strikeouts. Petrocelli 0 for 5, a walk and 2 Ks. Bobby Grich 1 for 4, 2 runs and 2 walks and a strikeout. Davey Johnson 0 for 5 with a run scored, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Tony Oliva 3 for 6. He had a game. 3-run homer, 3 RBIs, a run scored. Boog Powell 1 for 3, a run scored, walked 3 times, struck out once. Gorman Thomas 0 for 2. Crowley came in to pinch hit and stayed in right, 1 for 3, a run scored, an RBI, struck out twice. Andrews 0 for 3 at first with 2 walks. And the catcher, Roof, 2 for 5, 2 runs batted in with a strikeout. In total, in defeat in 12 innings, the Orioles 41 at-bats, 7 runs, 9 hits, 7 RBIs, 10 walks, 12 Ks, 19 runners left on base. The Red Sox, Pete Rose, player of the game, along with Bob Barwick. 5 of 6, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. He played left. Actually, he didn't play right. I actually put him in right because I was going to have Legrand Alarange catch. So he actually played left and caught. Foley, 1 for 4. Yastrzemski came in to pinch hit, clutch pinch hit double. And then he was 1 for 2 with a run scored. Fisk 0 for 2. Montgomery pinch hit for him. He was 0 for 1 and stayed in to catch. Then Cooper pinch hit for Montgomery. He had a double and he knocked in 2 runs. Belanger came into play short. He had a ground out scoring Rose, so he had an RBI. Garvey 2 for 6. He had a game-tying home run. Blast into left field in extra innings. Staub 2 for 4, 2 walks. Evans 0 for 6, 2 strikeouts. Unser 2 for 4, a run scored, 2 strikeouts. Sizemore 2 for 6, 2 runs scored. Then Greg Nettles 1 for 6, but what a one it was. Game-winning hit, bottom of the 12th. So the Pete Rose put on a hitting clinic for the Red Sox. And the Sox dumped the Orioles 8-7 at Fenway Park in 12 innings. Boston left fielder made Baltimore defenders earn their play, lashing Baltimore for 5 hits and 6 at-bats. And he threw a runner out at the plate, I believe. I'd have to go back and look at that. He told the reporters after the game that his strategy was just hit it where they pitched it. Too often I try too hard to pull the ball, Rose said in the post-game press conference. Today I just went with the pitch. Pete Rose singled in the first, RBI. They're just giving his stats here. We already went through that. Rose is hitting .288 so far this season, 25 RBIs, 47 runs scored. He has 74 hits, including 2 home runs and 38 walks. So once again, the Boston Red Sox in a thriller, coming back from the depths of defeat twice, defeat the Baltimore Orioles in 12, 8-7, and take a game-and-a-half lead over the Orioles for first place in the American League East in my 1973 retro replay using Out of the Ballpark 18 Open World Alternative Universe. Thank you very much for everyone. Take care. Until next time, bye-bye, and God bless.